Good afternoon, dear students. Today I will explain theorem of total probability and Bayes theorem. Let S be a sample space and let E1, E2, E3, En be an mutually exclusive and exhaustive events associated with the random experiment. S is a sample space and E1, E2, E3, En are mutually exclusive and exhaustive events. If A is any event which occurs with E1, E2, E3, En, etc., if A is any event which occurs with all of these events, then probability of A is P of E1 into PA by E1 plus PE2 into PA by E2 plus PEN into PA by En. This is called theorem of total probability. And PEI by A, any of these events, EI by A is PA by EI into PI divided by PE1 into PA by E1 plus PE2 into PA by E2 up to this. So this is the theorem of total probability, and this is Bayes theorem. So let me prove these two theorems. So let S be the sample space and let E1, E2, E3, En be an mutually exclusive and exhaustive events. They are disjoint sets and their union is equal to the sample space S. So they are an mutually exclusive means they are disjoint. Exhaustive means union of E1, E2, E3, En is equal to the whole sample space. Let A be any event which occurs with is any event which occurs with E1, E2, E3 and En. And suppose A is any event which occurs with E1, E2, E3, En. This is the event A. This is the event A. So here you can see A equal to this set A intersection E1 union this set A intersection A2 union etc. last A intersection En. Okay, now you can see these are disjoint sets. These are mutually exclusive. There is this set and this set are totally disjoint. This two set has no part in common. So these are mutually exclusive, and therefore probability of A equal to, we know we have, if A and B are mutually exclusive, if A and B are mutually exclusive events, then PA union B equal to PA plus PB. Using this idea, here we get PA equal to, as these are mutually exclusive events, probability of this equal to, probability of this events will be equal to, they are mutually exclusive, so this will become P, just like this, it will be P of this, P of A intersection E1, A intersection E1 plus P A intersection E2 plus P A intersection En, as they are mutually exclusive. Now we also have this particular formula, P A by E1 is equal to P A intersection E1 divided by P E1. So by cross multiplying, we get P A by E1 into P E1 is equal to P A intersection E1. So here we will write P A intersection E1 is equal to this P A by E1 into P E1. We will write this equal to P A by E1 into P E1. Similarly, this equal to P A by E2 into P E2 plus this equal to P A by En into P of En. This is PA equal to, and this is called theorem of total probability. This is called theorem of total probability. P of A equal to P of A by E1 into P E1 plus P of A by E2 into PE2 plus etc. etc. So this is very simple proof, but it's a very important theorem. So we have proved the first part of the theorem, that is theorem of total probability. Now I will prove Bayes theorem. We have to find PEI by A. Now PEI by A is equal to, we have this formula, PEI by A equal to PEI intersection A divided by P of A. This is by theorem of conditional probability. PEI by A equal to PEI intersection A by PA. Now using this particular formula, PA intersection E1 is PA by E1 into PE1. So using this formula, PA EI intersection A or A intersection EI, same thing, this equal to, we can write this formula, PA by EI into PEI. This will be PA by EI into PEI. This is our numerator. And what is our denominator? PA. PA we have already calculated. You can see this is the formula for PA. I will write PA equal to this. PA equal to PA by E1 into PE1 plus PA by E2 into PE2 plus dot PA by EN into PEN. This is the one. This is called Bayes theorem. Probability of EI when the event A has already occurred. Okay, so this is Bayes theorem. Now let us solve some questions based on above two theorems, that is based on Bayes theorem and total probability. Let us take this particular question. A bag contains 4 red and black balls. Another bag contains 2 red and 6 black balls. So this is the first bag which contains 4 red and 4 black balls. This is the bag 1. Another bag contains 2 red and 6 black balls. This is the second bag. One of the 2 bags is selected at random. One of the 2 bags is selected at random and one ball is drawn from the bag. So out of these 2, one is drawn at random without watching towards the bag. One bag is selected and one ball is drawn from the bag. Which is found to be red? Find the probability that the ball is drawn from the first bag. Now how will you start? How will you proceed? You start from the last line. Find the probability that the ball is drawn from the first bag. There are 2 identical bags. In first bag there are 4 red and 4 black balls. In the second bag there are 2 red and 6 black balls. One bag is chosen at random and one ball is drawn from it. What is the and the ball is found to be red. And the ball is found to be red. What is the probability that the ball is drawn from the first bag? Now what is the other possibilities? What is the probability that the ball is drawn from the first bag? If we don't draw the ball, if we do not draw the ball from the first bag, then we have to draw the ball from second bag. This is the other possibility. So we have only 2 possibilities. Either the ball is drawn from bag 1 or the ball is drawn from the bag 2. So one by one we will denote in this way. See, let E1 equal to E1 be the event that the ball is drawn from the bag 1. E2 is the event that the ball is drawn from bag 2. Okay. Now after drawing the ball from any one of these 2 bags, what the drawer has noticed, the person who draw the ball, what he has noticed, that the ball is red in color. The ball drawn is red in color. So a particular person choose one of the 2 bags and draw one ball from that bag, and the ball is found to be red. So we'll consider let A equal to the ball drawn is red. The ball drawn is red. And now, so we have two events, E1 and E2. E1, the ball is drawn from first bag. E2, the ball is drawn from the second bag. And with there is another event which happens with these two. The ball drawn is red in color. So we will write in this way, E1, E2. Okay, and here we will write P of E1. Here I will write P of E2. Here P A by E1, and here I will write P A by E2. Now one by one I will find the values. P of E1. E1 means the first bag is selected. We have two bags, first and second. Now what is the probability of choosing first bag? It is 1 by 2, because 1 out of 2. So 1 by 2. PE2 is 1 by 2. Next, what is PA by E1? First, think about E1. This has happened. E1 means the first bag is selected. E1 means the event that the ball is drawn from the first bag. That is, E1 means you have selected the first bag and then a ball is drawn. A means the ball drawn is red. So E1 means the first bag is selected. A means the ball drawn from first bag is red. So total number of balls in the first bag is 8, and out of which 4 are red. So 4 by 8. PA by E2. E2 means the second bag is selected. A means the ball drawn is red. Now in the second bag there are total 8 balls, out of which 2 are red. So it will be 2 by 8. This is the first part. Next part, what we have to find? The probability. You see, what is given in the question? If the ball drawn, one of the two bags is selected at random and one ball is drawn from the bag which is found to be red. That is, if the ball drawn is red in color, what is the probability that it is drawn from first bag? So if the ball drawn is red in color, you can see the ball drawn is red in color. We have assumed that event by A. So it has happened already. The ball drawn is red in color. What is the probability that the ball is drawn from first bag? Now you see, E1 means the event that the ball is drawn from first bag. So we'll write E1 here, E1. P E1 by A. A means the ball is drawn, the ball which is drawn is red in color. E1 means it is drawn from the first bag. You see, find the probability that the ball is drawn from first bag. The ball is drawn from first bag, we have denoted that by E1. So we have to find E1 given that the ball is red in color. Equal to, just think in this way. No need to remember the formula, you just write, you can see this into this, right here in the denominator, half into 4 by 8 plus half into 2 by 8. This into this plus this into this. Here we have only two events, E1 and E2. So this into this plus this into this. As there are two bags only. If there are three bags, suppose bag 1, bag 2, bag 3, we will have three events here, E1, E2 and E3, etc. like this. So half into 4 by 8 plus half into 2 by 8. And the numerator will be E1 means this, half into 4 by 8. The numerator will be, you see, as we are finding the probability that the ball is drawn from first bag, it will be half into 4 by 8. So half into 4 by 8. Now we have to simplify, you have to find the value, cancelling half. So it will be 4 by 8 divided by 4 by 8 plus 2 by 8. So it will be 4 by 6. So it will be 2 by 3. This is the answer. The next question is, an insurance company insured 2,000 scooter drivers, 4,000 car drivers and 6,000 truck drivers. The probability of an accident are 0.01, 0.03 and 0.15 respectively. One of the insured person meets with an accident. What is the probability that he is a scooter driver? So an insured company insured scooter drivers, car drivers and truck drivers, and he insured 2,000 scooter drivers, 4,000 car drivers, 6,000 truck drivers. Probability that an insured person will meet with an accident are 0.01, 0.03 and 0.15. Okay, 0.01 is the probability that a scooter driver will meet with an accident. 0.03 is the probability that a car driver will meet with an accident, and this is the probability that a truck driver will meet with an accident. One of the insured person meets with an accident. What is the probability that he is a scooter driver? Now, if he is not a scooter driver, suppose, what are the other possibilities? If he is not a scooter driver, then he may be a car driver or a truck driver. So what I'll write, I will consider E1 is the event that the person who meets with an accident is a scooter driver. E2 means he is a car driver, and E3 is the event that he is a truck driver. So always we have to start from the last. What is the probability that he is a scooter driver? Now, if he is not a scooter driver, what can be the other possibilities? Car driver, truck driver. So one by one will be our E1, one will be our E2, and one will be our E3. So E1 is the event that the person who meets with an accident is a scooter driver. E2 means he is a car driver. E3 means a truck driver. Now, what happens with them? You can see the event which occurs with E1, E2, E3. One of the insured person meets with an accident. This happened with E1, E2 or E3. This is the event which occurs simultaneously with E1, E2, E3. So we'll write let A be the event that one of the insured person meets with an accident. So this is our E1, E2, E3 and this is our A. So here we have three events E1, E2, E3, and for that I have drawn these three lines E1, E2, E3, PE1, PE2, PE3 and PA by E1, PA by E2, PA by E3. Now we have to find probability of E1. Probability of E1 means probability that the person who meets with an accident is a scooter driver. Now we have to find total number of persons insured is 2000 plus 4000 plus 6000. So total 12,000 persons were insured, out of which number of scooter driver is 2000. So it will be PE1 will be probability that the person who meets with an accident is a scooter driver will be out of 12,000, 2000. There are 2000 scooter drivers. Now PE2, that this person who meets with an accident is a car driver. It will be 4000 by 12,000, and the person who meets with an accident will be a truck driver. It will be 6000 by this. A by E1. E1 means he is a scooter driver. A means, let's see, E1 means he is a scooter driver. A means the person meets with an accident. Scooter driver meets with an accident. You can see the probability that a scooter driver will meet with an accident is equal to 0.01. So this will be 0.01. So a car driver will meet with an accident. The probability is 0.03. So this will be 0.03 and this is 0.15. Now what we have to find? What is the probability that one of the insured person meets with an accident? You can see the is the event that one of the insured person meets with an accident. This has already happened. This is the given condition. One of the insured person meets with an accident. What is the probability that he is a scooter driver? Now you can see E1 is the event that he is a scooter driver. So you have to find E1 by A. An insured person meets with an accident. This has happened. This is all given condition. What is the probability that he is a scooter driver? Scooter driver is that the person is a scooter driver. It is given. We have assumed that E1 is the event that the person is a scooter driver. So you have to find PE1 by A. Now this is equal to, just remember just how to proceed. You know, I have done in the last sum exactly in the same way. The denominator will be this into this, this into this. This is 1 by 6 into 0.01 plus this into this is 1 by 3 into 0.03 plus this will be 1 by 2 into 0.15. This into this plus this into this plus this into this. This is the denominator. Always you have to proceed in this way. And PE1, we have to find the condition that the person who meets with an accident is a scooter driver. And we have assumed E1 as the scooter driver. E1 is the event that he is a scooter driver. So you have to find PE1 by A, and for E1 in the numerator we have to write this into this. So 1 by 6 into 0.01. Now we have to simplify, you have to find the value. Now suppose you have to find PE2 by A. In that case, numerator will be this into this. Suppose you have to find PE3 by A. The person who meets with an accident is a truck driver. In that case, numerator will be this into this. Simple. Now we have to simplify and we have to find the value. And simplifying, we get probability of E1 by A is 1 by 52. The person who meets with an accident is a scooter driver. The probability is 1 by 52. Next question is, a man is known to speak truth 3 out of 4 times. He throws a die and reports that it is a 6. Find the probability that it is actually a 6. The person speaks truth 3 out of 4 times, so that means it tells lie 1 out of 4 times. Okay, so the person does not speak truth always. He throws a dice and reports that it is a 6. Now he may report falsely. The outcome may not be a 6, but he reports that it is a 6. Find the probability that it is actually a 6. We have to start from the last line. You have to think in this way. Find the probability that it is actually 6. Now if the outcome is not 6, what can be the other possibilities? Other possibility means the outcome is not a 6. Find the probability that it is actually 6. The other possibility is the outcome is not a 6. So we'll consider one event by E1 and the other event by E2. So I'll write let E1 equal to, so E1 is the event that the outcome is a 6, E2 is the event that the outcome is not a 6. Okay. Now what is A? The man throws a die and reports that it is a 6. After throwing a die, he reports that it is a 6. So we'll consider A as the event that we have assumed that the event A equal to the event that the man reports that the outcome is a 6. The man reports that the outcome is a 6. After throwing a die and seeing the result, the man reports that the outcome is a 6. Okay. Now, one by one. So, as we have two events, E1 and E2, so I have drawn two parallel lines, one representing E1, other representing E2. I have written here PE1, PE2, PA by E1, PA by E2. Now, what is PE1? E1 means, you can see, the event that the outcome is a 6. That is, a die is thrown, the man throws a die. E1 means the outcome is 6. Now, probability of getting a 6 when a die is thrown is 1 by 6. E2, the event that outcome is not a 6. A die is thrown, outcome is not a 6. The probability will be 5 by 6. Next, PA by E1. E1 means the event that the outcome is a 6. E1 means the event that the outcome is a 6. And A, first, this is the given condition. The outcome is a 6. A, the man reports that it is a 6. Outcome is a 6. The man reports that it is a 6. That the man reported correctly. He is speaking truth here. E1 outcome is 6. A, he reports that it is a 6. That means he is speaking truth, and probability that he speaks truth is 3 out of 4 times. So it will be 3 by 4. And P A by E2. A by E2 means E2. The outcome is not a 6. This one. A, he reports that it is a 6. Outcome is not a 6, but he reports that it is a 6. That is, here he is telling lie. The probability will be 1 by 4. Out of four cases, he speaks truth in 3 cases. So he will tell lie in 1 out of 4 cases. Now, what we have to find? Therefore, P. A. The man reports that it is a 6. You can see the question. The man reports that it is a 6. We have to find the probability that it is actually 6. You see, the outcome is actually 6 is the event E1. The outcome is actually 6 is the event E1. So you have to write P E1 by A. Okay. The man reports that it is a 6, and E1 means it is actually a 6. Now, how to proceed? You know how to find the denominator. It is 1 by 6 into 3 by 4 plus 5 by 6 into 1 by 4. And the numerator will be E1 by A. So, for E1, numerator will be 1 by 6 into 3 by 4. Now, we have to simplify. And so, 3 by 8 is the answer. Here I have taken one question from the theorem of total probability. A bag A contains 5 white and 6 black balls. A bag A contains 5 white and 6 black balls. Another bag B contains 4 white and 3 black balls. A ball is transferred from bag A to bag B. Now, what are the possibilities? One ball is transferred from bag A to bag B. So, we can transfer either one white ball or one black ball. A ball is transferred from bag A to bag B, and then a ball is drawn out of the second bag. A ball is transferred and then one ball is drawn from the second bag. Find the probability of this ball being black. Now, let us move to this condition. From one ball is transferred from bag A to bag B. A ball is transferred from bag A to bag B. So, the ball transferred may be white in color or black in color. These are the only two possibilities. So, we will write in this way, let E1 equal to the event that. So, E1 is the event that the ball transferred is white. E2 is the event that the ball transferred is black. So, one ball is transferred from first bag A to bag B, and then one ball is drawn. And what is found? That the ball is black. We have to find the probability that the ball drawn from this bag is black. Okay. So, we'll write A. A equal to the ball drawn from second bag is black. And so now we have two events E1, the ball transferred is white, E2, the ball transferred is black. So you write PE1, PE2. P A by E1, P A by E2. Now what is PE1? E1 means the ball which is transferred. First we have drawn one ball from bag A and is transferred. E1 means the ball drawn from the bag A is white. In the bag A there are total 11 balls, out of which 5 are white. So PE1 means 5 by 11, that is the ball transferred is white. One ball is drawn, it is white which is transferred. So 5 by 11. PE2 will be this black in color, it will be 6 by 11. A by E1. A by E1 means E1 is first E1, the ball transferred is white. if the ball transferred is white, E1 means the ball transferred is white. So here we, after transferring the white ball, number of white balls will be 5. Total number of balls will be 8. 8. A, the ball drawn is black. If we transfer one white ball, number of ball will be 5 plus 3, 8, and it will be black in color. The probability is 3 by 8. A by E2. E2 means the ball transferred is black. The ball transferred is black. In that case, total number of balls, again you can see 4 plus 4, it will be 8. 8, and it will be black in color. Number of black ball will increase here. It will be 4, so it will be 4 by 8. Okay. Now what we have to find, you see, is simple. What we have to find? We have to find that the ball drawn from the second bag is black. The ball drawn from this bag is black. Now we have considered the event that the ball drawn from second bag, that is bag B, is black as A. So you have to find P of A. And what is the formula for P of A? This into this plus this into this. Simple. 5 by 11 into 3 by 8 plus 6 by 11 into 4 by 8. This is P of A. Okay. This is total probability. If you have to find condition that the ball is black, so this is the theorem of total probability. Now, if to try to change this problem to Bayes theorem, the question should be like this. If the ball drawn from the second bag is black, what is the probability that a white ball was transferred or a black ball was transferred? In that case, the question will become theorem from the topic Bayes theorem. Now here it is only given that the ball drawn from this bag is black. This is theorem of total probability. The answer is this into this plus this into this. So it will be 15 plus 24. So 39 by 88. This is the answer. So I have solved some questions from the topic Bayes theorem and theorem of total probability. Now there are lots of questions given in NCERT book in the exercise. Try to solve all the problems, and this is a very, very important exercise for exam point of view. Okay, so just try to solve all the questions given in NCERT book. That's all for today. Thank you.